Hey everybody, what's up y'all? Welcome back to my channel, TammyTalks here. Let's talk Love is Blind Season 3, Episode 8. This episode was boring. It didn't give what the other episodes were giving, but we're gonna work this out, alright? If you're brand new to my channel, I do breakdowns on various TV shows, both scripted and reality, interjecting my own thoughts, opinions, and theories into each and every recap. So if you enjoy that type of content, go ahead, hit that subscribe button. Share the video with a friend who watches Love is Blind. Thumbs up the video. Hop in the comment section. If you are watching, because you're back from the first 7 episodes, if you have not subscribed, yes, I'm talking directly to you. Go ahead, hit that subscribe button, y'all. I told y'all last week I needed 50 people to subscribe on every video. Y'all did it. Y'all did it, and y'all showed up and showed out with it. So this week, I need 75 people. If you are watching this video because you came from last week's videos or the weeks before and you are not subscribed, you need to be hitting that subscribe button. I don't want to call y'all no haters. Go ahead and hit the subscribe. All right, y'all. All right. I'm trying to, wrap myself up for this video because this episode was bad. So it starts off with Colleen. Did y'all know Colleen was a ballet dancer? I didn't either. So we have Colleen, who is practicing ballet, and she's going over everything that happened with Matt the night before. Remember, Matt was packing his bags, ready to move and ready to go home and call off the engagement and everything else because Colleen wasn't home at 2 o'clock on a Wednesday. So she is saying that she came home from being out and she saw his bags were packed. And she just does not understand why something so dumb, something so trivial would cause him to want to leave. So she kind of feels like he's running. We know he's been hurt in the past. Got it. Get it, got it, good. Okay, we know. Matt has been hurt in the past, but Matt has not healed from that situation. And that's not something that Colleen should have to deal with. So Matt's crazy ass was packing up everything. Colleen said that she kind of told him, like, we need to fight for this. I am going to fight for this. Okay? I want this to work. I love you. You have to stop running. Good luck. It's not a marriage that you want to be in. It's not a relationship you want to be in. You don't want to be the type of person that is with somebody where you feel like anything that you might do or if anything goes wrong or not exactly the way that Matt wants it, that he's going to leave you. That is 2 times within 2 weeks that Matt has told her that he's done and he's ready to go. Nobody wants to live with that. Take your crazy ass to therapy, Matt. And y'all can stay out my comments saying that he's emotional and he's just, whatever, he's been hurt. I get it. He's been hurt before. People get hurt every day, B. I just feel like if Matt has all this past trauma from that relationship and what happened to him is shitty, absolutely. But if he had all of those things happen, then you need to go take some therapy. Get some help so you can deal with that pain and that hurt and everything else, because it's not fair to do it to Colleen. It's just not. So we get Nancy and Bartise. They're sitting up in the room. Nancy's in the bed. Bartise is in the living room. I thought they were texting each other, and that was going to piss me off. But they aren't. So they are both kind of doing whatever on their phones. Bartise said that he's overwhelmed with everything. I said, but you're not overwhelmed enough to get your hair cut. Your hair being nappy isn't overwhelming enough for you. His hair is horrible. Nonetheless. So he's saying that the abortion conversation and her ex-boyfriend being so heavily involved in her real estate business is overwhelming to him. He doesn't like that the ex-boyfriend is so involved. I feel like, why, Bartise? Just because you have a wandering eye doesn't mean Nancy does. Just because you're regretting not picking Raven doesn't mean that Nancy is regretting not being with old boy. That's projection at its finest. So he said he works all day. And then when he gets home, Nancy wants him to jump her bones. Well, you know why? Because when y'all first started, you were talking about how y'all had the sex 2, 3, 4, 5 different times. Like, you were so proud of it then. Of course, you've set a standard for her. So he's saying that the physical is not there. Because you saw Raven? Stop it. Stop it. Bartise is immature. Bartise is childish. Bartise is acting like he out here on his Morris Chestnut. Like he out here on his Method Man. Bartise thinks he looks like a Shamar Moore. Gone somewhere. Gone somewhere, Bartise. You are not that fine. You are not. So Nancy comes on out and she tells him that she cried the night before. She said, yes, I did. Nancy said she cried the night before. And it was like a vomit cry that just came up. I said, girl, you were sobbing. That was a weep. Okay? That wasn't a cry. That was a weep, Nancy, if it's coming from the diaphragm like that. So Nancy was saying that what he did and what he said was some immature shit. And was. So Bartise said that he's still there for her. Okay, he wants this to work. He thinks that the emotional connection that they initially had can supersede the physical connection that he's struggling with. He apologizes for hurting her. Not apologizing for what he said. He's apologizing for hurting her. That's a very clear distinction. So he's apologizing for what he said to hurt her. Nancy says she wants them just to get back to talking. Let's get back to talking the way that we did in the pods. They both say that they still love each other, blah, blah, blah. Bartise reminds her that, he is there for her. He wants to make this work. And I said, oh, okay. Sure you do. Sure, Jan. We get SK and Raven. They are cleaning up. It's refreshing to see people clean on here. After seeing Cole's bathroom in an apartment, it's just refreshing. We know that a lot of these people do clean, but it's refreshing to see the 409 come out and the sponges, and we're wiping down chairs and countertops. It's cool to see. Raven said that she's over everyone else's drama. I said, oh, okay. You're in a reality show, but okay. She said that maybe even though her and SK may seem boring, their issues just aren't that bad, and they're both thankful for that. So SK feels that their relationship is just a bit more mature. It's not, SK. It's because Raven really don't see her for you like that, and she's just on here to get along. Okay? She's going along to get along. It's because Raven is not truly invested in you. That's why y'all aren't arguing about anything. She don't care. So Raven says that she feels away, that the other girls were talking and they said that Raven would be the worst wife, not for anything negative, but because she's so independent and she does things on her own. She said that made her feel away and made her wonder if something is wrong with her. I said, there's nothing wrong with you, Raven. Nothing wrong with you. But so then she goes on to say that she's just very different from the other girls who want to dote on their husband and have the family life and the white picket fence and the family vacations at Disney. Raven said that she wants to be able to go out and shake a tail feather, okay, and do all this extra stuff. See, Raven wants to still be single while having the ring on. It's not the fact that Raven, I don't know, something about her. Y'all know I haven't been feeling Raven since she hid behind that exercise ball and said that she was a bottle service girl. I don't know. I feel like Raven just kind of feels like she's better than a lot of the other people on this cast, and I don't understand why, because y'all are all on this show together. SK said in his confessional he fell in love with her because of her uniqueness. She's not the typical girl that would make the tradition a wife, and that's what he really loves about her. It really just feels like SK wants to deviate so far away from how he was from his upbringing with the polygamy and the multiple wives, that I don't know, it feels like in a way to me that he just wants to go against whatever. I don't know. It's weird. It's weird. Because why would you want to find the atypical girl that's not going to make a tradition? I don't know. It's weird. But that ain't got nothing to do with me. Zanab and Cole. So they meet up at a bar. He brings in some flowers and he apologizes. And I'm thinking, how many apologies do we think Cole is going to give Zanab over the course of the next couple episodes? You told that woman, let's think about this. So you told her that, one, based off of her name, you knew she wouldn't look like a Colleen, which is your type, which I'm going to say it again, low-key racist. Your family don't want to meet her. Okay, I'm sure your family heard her name and was like, absolutely not. Because I do believe if her name was Emily or Molly, I think his family would be more receptive to meeting her. He told her that she was a 9 and Colleen was a 10. He told her that while she's not the type of woman he would go for, Colleen is. He hesitated when he talked about having regrets. He then told her that they should just switch fiancés. Oh, you would love that, wouldn't you? Okay. So, like, it's getting to a point now where it's like, Zanab, and again, I've talked about her low self-esteem, and I'll say it again. I don't care how certain people in my comments feel. It's not tearing her down by pointing out the fucking obvious. Zanab has low self-esteem. The way that Cole talks to her is not helping. Don't stay in a relationship. Don't stay in a situation where somebody is literally stomping on your self-esteem and your self-worth. Cole keeps her foot firmly on her neck. He is keeping his Sketcher, because he looked like he wears Sketcher loafers. He is keeping that Sketcher here. All I'm saying is, it's hard to watch somebody with that low of self-esteem and self-worth keep putting themselves into the fire. Zanab is watching the fire and just jumping headfirst into it. So he apologizes. He's sorry that he has not made her feel like she's the only girl in the world. How could you? You have your eyes set on Colleen, whether you want to admit it or not. So she reluctantly accepts his apology. Could have been editing for all we know. But Zanab just has a sadness about her. She just has a sadness across her face. And I'm sure she's very pleasant in person. But on this show, since she has been with Cole, she has had a definite sadness about her. So she said that she loves his heart and said that he's the only guy for her. I beg to differ. There are many more and probably better men that are available for you. She said that she is then attracted to him eating dessert in a collared shirt because they have some cheesecake. Okay. We get to Alexa. So Alexa's out with some of her loud ass friends, and they're asking if Brennon is going to be able to handle going out with them and partying with them and all that other kind of stuff. She's about to be married. So the partying Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday should probably come to an end. So Brennon comes in and he starts to greet everybody, and she was like, hey, greet your wife. Always greet your spouse first. Always greet your partner first. So her friends, who I didn't like any of them, I thought they were extremely rude. They come in, and one of them in the confessional was like, I thought he was the cameraman. He looks very conservative. I was like, who is this? Girl, who are you? Who are you? Stop it. Stop it. So they're going in on him saying, so how are you going to do with this? You know, are you ready to do this? We want to make sure that she's like, we're giving her to someone. Y'all aren't giving her away. That kills me. I have been in groups of friends where I have met one of my friends' partners or whatever. I would never think to be like, so what are your intentions? So what are you going to do? Like, that's not your place to do that. And I like how Brennon was like, what is going on here? What is the issue? I'm marrying her. If I didn't want to marry her, I wouldn't have got on one knee and proposed to her. I said, get into it, Brennon. Don't let them people talk to you like that. They were talking down to him, and it came across a way. And that got me looking at you sideways now, Alexa, because I feel like you're going to be trying to talk down to Brennon as well. And I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I don't like it at all. I didn't like the scene. First, her family, I'll give a pass to, but for her friends to do the same thing, Brennon is being thrown into the lion's den with these people. Matt and Colleen. So Crazy Matt has friends, okay? They seem sane. So Colleen is meeting his friends, and she said the little voice in her head is asking if love is enough for marriage. It's not. And I'm going to tell you, love with Matt is not enough, because even though you can love Matt up and down, and Matt can love you up and down, the moment you blink wrong, he's going to be packing his bags to leave. So his friends say that they haven't really seen him date anybody seriously since, that last relationship. He's like, yeah, she knows everything. Yeah, she knows. She knows. She knows. It's cool. She knows. She knows everything. Yeah, all about it. Of course she knows everything. I would hope that would be something that y'all would talk about. Maybe that's just me, but I would hope that would definitely be something that y'all talked about. So his friends said they haven't seen him go on more than 1 or 2 dates with a same person, particular person. So Matt says that after going through all these different dating things, he now knows what he's looking for. Hyper-focused in, okay? He said he has not heard from his ex-wife since the day that she told him she was cheating on him and was pregnant. Now, I'm confused about that. They were married, right? Or was it just a long-time relationship? Because you had to have talked to her to do the divorce, right? Is it me, or does he mean did they do it through lawyers? I'm confused about that. But he has not talked to that woman since then. And skip her, because you don't do no shit like that to people. That's wrong anyways. So Colleen said that her and Matt only argue about small things. Matt's crazy ass was like, well, that one thing could have been big. It couldn't have been big, though. You wanted it to be big. So Matt's friend was like, I want to hear her side, because I know how you get down, you yell. I said, oh, okay, so it's not just a TV thing. You got a little yelling problem. Cool. So Colleen says that we were all at the event. She FaceTimed him. All the guys had went back to their respective apartments. The girls were like, cool, we're going to have a girls' night. She said, you don't remember the FaceTime. You know why? Because every time we saw Matt, he was drinking. And I guess y'all told me in the comments, they only have soda and liquor available. And I mean, you got to drink it. It don't mean that these adults can't go get a bottle of water. That's not what that means. They were at a bar. You think the bar don't have water? Y'all make some of the dumbest ass excuses for these people on TV to act a fool. I don't understand it. Because as an adult, I am 38 years old. If I am out at a bar and all I've had is three drinks, I'm going to go get some water. If there's not water available for free, I will pay to get myself a bottle of water. You don't have to sit and drink soda all night. Like, I don't understand why y'all, both sides of the brain people, work with me here. So Colleen said that she then FaceTimed Matt later, and he saw that she was at the club, and that's just when he went off. And his friends was looking at him like, definitely not what you told us. So Matt was like, whoa, we're getting into detail, right? We're getting into detail. We're laying it all out on the line. I said, yeah, because you probably got caught in a lie. So Matt's friends were saying that he's emotional. And a lot of the times he's just all talk, because if he wanted to leave, he would leave. Colleen says in her Matt says in his confessional that he might just be blowing things out of proportion looking for an out. You are. So Colleen said that she's happy that this happened, because now they know how to deal with each other. They've gone through these tribulations. They now know how to deal with each other. His friend asked, will she say yes on decision day at the altar? And she said, I love Matt up and down, but he is letting pressure get to him. And as cliche as it sounds, we're going to take it one day at a time. Day by day. So basically, she said, I need to see if this fool is going to keep showing his ass. We got about a week until the wedding. I need to see how many more times he packs up his bags to leave over the course of the next week. So we're now 8 days until the wedding. So SK's mom and friend take Raven to get a gele. If I said that wrong, I'm so sorry. I tried to type it phonetically. To get a gele. Gele? Gele. Headdress. I'm sorry, y'all. Oh, shout out to the Nigerians that told me. So it was kind of split, y'all. Half of y'all said that it is okay that she used the fork. The other half of y'all said that y'all would be kind of low-key offended. One person said that while her using the fork is okay, it's the fact that she never even tried to use her hands to eat. It went straight to let me get a fork, okay? So kudos to y'all. If I was ever in your presence, however y'all eat, that's how I'm gonna eat, all right? So they're going to get the headdress to Gailey. She said that she will not be wearing a Nigerian dress, but she is gonna wear the headdress. And I was like, okay. So they were like, we never seen that before, but they kept it cute. So they put it on for her. It looked like they were being so rough, and I know they weren't, but I was like, whoo, Jesus, the way they was doing that. I said it looked like they being so rough on her head. She said she felt like Cardi B with it on. Why? Why Cardi B? Why wouldn't she say like Lupita or something? Why would she say Cardi B? Raven gives bird tendencies sometimes. And okay. So they give her this thing to carry. It kind of looked like a long, like, feather type thing, but it wasn't as, like, blowy as feathers. And they're telling her, you come in and you jig with it when you come in. Come in and jig with it. And she was like, oh, this is cool. But then she said, I don't want a Nigerian wedding because it does not represent her. I had no problem with her saying that. But I also think that that's the trouble. Like, that's kind of what happens when you have two different cultures and you're trying to fuse them into one. I have friends that have married outside of their culture and they just had two ceremonies so that both parties would be comfortable and happy. So she was like, I mean, it's cool, but I want something that's going to represent me. His friend was like, I mean, it kind of does. It doesn't if she's not Nigerian, okay? So then they tell her, some tips. Always have food in the house. Always have rice and stew. Pamper your husband. Make sure that you carry yourself a certain way because you're representing his name. Don't be out in the streets wilding and inappropriate with men because that'll bring extra stress on him, while he's trying to take care of the kids and the family, and to kind of humble yourself in terms of money. Even if you make more money than him, I live by a train, y'all. Ignore that. Even if you have more money, make more money than him, don't, kind of throw that in his face. And I was like, these are not things that are reserved for Nigerian marriages. I feel like that's just kind of stuff that women are told in general. But okay. So she said that she was taken aback by all of those things. Raven don't want to be married. Nancy and Bartise are at a dance class. Bartise can't dance. Bartise was stiff as fuck. Bartise was, okay, I got it. I got it. And I was like, oh, that's okay, poor baby. Everybody don't have rhythm. So Bartise and Nancy have a seat and they talk about how they are making progress. And Bartise feels they are making progress. Nancy says she wants them to get back to the place they were in the pods. Bartise said he wants to keep having fun with her and keep making her happy. And that's why he is still here. And I said, oh, okay, you're here because that contract said you would be here. Cole and Zanab go to a lock bridge, which I think is so cool when people do. And he said that after the argument, she gifted him a lock and had a beautiful meaning behind it. So all he did was give her a key to his apartment. And I said, gross. Gross. She don't want a key to that filthy ass apartment. You got flies in there. So they go to this lock bridge. And she's telling him, whatever you do, don't drop it. I'd be damned if the lock fell in the water. When I tell y'all the way I hollered, because her face was anger. And she was trying not to say it, but it was anger all up and through her face. So he was joking and pulls out the real lock out of his pocket. So I was like, did y'all throw somebody else's lock in? I have so many questions about that. Then they threw the key in. I said, oh, just damn the ducks, huh? Okay, so now a fish is going to eat it. The entire scene was stressful to me. He then tells her that he talked to his parents. They are now willing to meet her, but only after the wedding, which basically means they're not going to meet her because they don't think the wedding is ever going to actually happen. I peep game, Mama and Daddy Cole. I peep game. So we're 7 days until the wedding. So the ladies are looking at dresses. The guys are looking at tuxes. Quick run through of that scene. Nancy said that Bartise has seemingly changed overnight and that the physical issues and blockages that he seemed to be over now. I said, no, he's not. He probably just wanted to fuck. I did not like Colleen's dress. I didn't like it at all. I didn't like how the sleeves were just happenstance like that. That would bother me if I was her wearing it. Raven just never looks excited. She didn't look excited while picking up the dress. I don't know if she didn't get a big enough, oh my God, from the other ladies. But she was just like, I like it. Yeah. I like it. And I was like, oh, she's rather monotone. Then we get Zanab, who is emotional because, she's picking up dresses. Both her parents have passed away. Her sister can't make it to the ceremony because of flights. This was filmed like right after season 2, so kind of in the thick of COVID. I think, or like maybe right before COVID, or is it right after COVID? It was filmed right after season 2. So because of the flight situation, her sister wouldn't be able to make it. So she just has, she's like sad now. Just a complete sadness washes over her. But shout out to her stepmother who stepped in to raise her. She is truly the real MVP. Because you can tell that she is Zanab's biggest cheerleader. She understands her stepdaughter. She's treating her as her own. Because she does not have to keep doing what she's doing for her now as an adult. So the fact that she does, shout out to you, Miss Lady. So Zanab has on her dress, which was gorgeous, and she is emotional about her parents being gone. And she's just saying how, it's not fair. It's not cool that, her parents aren't there. She doesn't even know what type of dress her mom would want. And she gets emotional, and then everybody's just like staring at her. And it's awkward. Nancy is one blink away from sobbing and breaking down. I want to say somebody give Nancy a hug. So it sucks though. You hate to hear about anybody that's lost their parents. I'm fortunate enough to have both of my parents still alive and married. But it's always sad when you are watching people go through something like this. And she was like just visibly upset. I felt so bad for her. But they did FaceTime her sister. So her sister was able to see her in the dress and all that kind of stuff. So meanwhile with the guys, Bartise's sister is there with him. Bartise says that when they got their phones back, he sent his friends and his family members pictures. And his friends had some shit to say about Nancy, questioning if he was making the right decision. Basically on some, she ain't even that good looking. And I feel like that's shitty as fuck. Don't do that. So his sister was like, okay, one, Nancy is beautiful. And says, you are not that superficial. Don't let other people cloud your judgment. I said, you might not know your brother. Because he was yelling at her that looks matter. So his sister basically said, Nancy has made him grow. She has seen the change. And she said, don't let anybody else ruin your magic or your spark. This is what y'all got going on. This is y'all's situation. And it basically means be damned if any of us don't approve. This has to do with y'all. SK is talking about how he is going to wear a traditional Nigerian garb. And Raven is going to wear a dress, how they're going to merge everything together. The guys are like, oh, okay. Cole was like, oh, okay. Cole was so confused. And then Cole is saying how he's now feeling much better about the wedding. And he's going to wear black or blue because he knows how hard this day is for Zanab. So she wants him to wear black or navy. So that's what he wants to do. He doesn't want to make this any harder for her because he knows that it's rough. So they're not going to have no family there whatsoever. Okay. And then the final scene is SK and Raven. So SKX Raven, how was dress fitting? She was like, it was shopping. It wasn't fitting. Girl, how was the dress? How was the dress event? You know what the fuck he's asking. She's one of them people that just like to correct you, and I can't stand stuff like that. So she was like, I feel like you don't think that dress shopping is as a big a deal as it is. He was like, I don't. And it's because probably, you know, in his tradition, in his culture, they pick out their fabric and then they do it that way. So for him, it's, plus he's a guy. He's a guy. So Raven said that, you know, going out shopping with his mom was good. She really wants to have a relationship with his mother. She really, really wants to. So SK is like, yeah, my mom's concern is that your family won't be there. So because of that, Raven gets offended. Okay? So Raven was like, well, look, I have a small family. My mom she doesn't want to come. She doesn't want to participate. You've talked to my mom on the phone, though. Y'all are good. My grandmother is sick. She's not coming. My uncle is going to have a kid. He's not coming. I don't have 17 brothers and sisters that I can lean on. She clearly don't have no cousins. I'm assuming that she is not close to her father's side of the family, that she only named the stuff with her mom. So she said that there is nothing that she can do if her family does not want to participate. She then goes on to say, so what does your mom want me to do? Not have a wedding because it's not going her way? And she starts to go in a little bit. She said, because now I feel like y'all are picking on me because I don't have the same type of family unit that you have. I can't do anything about that, and y'all are making me feel like I'm messing stuff up. Even though I'm doing all this stuff that y'all want to do, and I'm compromising on a lot of stuff that I don't even want to happen there. And SK is just looking at her. She said, because we have fundamental differences on how your family factors into this marriage. So SK is like, well, I can think for myself. And yeah, my family's backing on this is important to me. My family's approval is important to me. He said, and we have very different fundamental differences on how a family factors into your marriage. He said, but I am not going to let that keep me from the happiness that I have found with you. I said, this is not going to work, and I don't think it's going to be Raven's fault. I think it's more, I don't think it's going to be SK's fault. I don't know, but I don't see it working. I don't. But let me know what you guys thought about this episode, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Don't forget to thumbs up the video, share the video, and hit that subscribe button. Peace.